It's early October 2025, and today we're in the Northern California town of Fort Bragg. Within this town, there is a special scenic railway that has been operating since 1885 and allows guests to experience the untouched beauty of the redwoods native to the area. Join us then as we take a ride on the famous Skunk Train. We'll start our journey on October 4th of 2025 and take a special look at the roundhouse near the Skunk Train depot. There is quite a lot of stuff to see here, such as a couple steam engines like the Santa Cruz Portland Cement No. 2, an 040 saddle tank steam engine that they do run on this line from time to time, and of course the most famous steam engine on the railroad's roster, the California Western No. 45. During our visit, the 45 was undergoing its 1,472-day government-mandated inspection that all steam trains have to go through in America at some point in their lives. This explains its condition in the shed, and also the reason why I haven't seen any videos of it from the past few years. As much as I would have liked to have seen it in operating condition, it was still really cool to be able to get to see the inner workings of the engine. There's also quite a lot of rolling stock items in the roundhouse, such as this boxcar, which I believe this is a kitchen inside of the boxcar, which is really cool. As well as this caboose, which appears to be being built from scratch, which is super cool. And this passenger coach, which I believe is also undergoing construction. Here we can also have a look at what they call a truck. That's the term used to refer to the wheels and axles of a locomotive or piece of rolling stock. Next to the roundhouse, we can find a really cool model railway that they have on display. The layout is depicting the California Western Railroad's history, focusing strongly on its logging industry, which existed for a period of about 80 years from the railroad's inception in 1885 to the closing of its main logging branch in 1948.
Couple of tracks on this side of it, which we already still have, but more going right into the front, the flag is over. Right now, there's some remnants off the tracks out there, but we don't use them. Wire cables, and that's a new, just 8-stack crane, and the lower car onto the middle.
As you can probably already tell quite easily, the layout is extremely intricately detailed. There's so much going on everywhere you look on that layout. It's really cool. There's even, as you can see here, an outdoor section. It's all really quite impressive. Now that bell you're hearing is not from this model train here. It's from a real one, because right behind us is the Skunk Train. This is the train that will be taking us on our 2-hour journey through the redwoods of California in a couple of days. And don't worry, we're going to get an even closer look at this train in just a minute here. There is so much to see and do here at the depot that even if you're not riding the train, you can still have quite a lot of fun here. But then again, why would you not want to ride the train? Fast forward a couple of days, and it's October 6th, 2025, my 18th birthday. And for my 18th birthday, we're going to ride this train. But before we hop aboard, I might as well give you some specs on our locomotive today, because it's going to become important in just a second. This locomotive is called a GP9. It's a diesel-electric locomotive that was built by the General Motors Electromotive Division throughout the 1950s. It's rated for 1,750 horsepower. Well, looks like it's just about time to board our train. But I'm not going in just any old train car. Nope, we're going all the way to the front, because I'm doing a cab ride. Now, the tickets to do this are rather expensive. I think I read somewhere that it's like $200. But if you have the money, I would definitely recommend it, and I'm about to show you why. But let's waste no more time and get right up in that cab. Now, even though I haven't said it outright on the channel, you may have been able to piece together from some of my videos that yes, I am physically disabled. And I was slightly worried initially that might cause me some trouble when getting into the locomotive itself. But it really didn't. In fact, it was actually quite a lot easier than I was expecting. That's partly due to the really cool staff. The engineer and the conductor who were on this train, they were really cool. This is our engineer for today. Her name is Jordan, and she is awesome. She was on hand to answer any questions I may have had. She was on hand to help me getting around the locomotive. And yeah, she was overall just really cool. And in case you're wondering, yes, as a rail fan of about 2.5 years thus far, being in the cab of an actual GP9 was a surreal experience, extremely so. After all of our passengers had boarded the train, it was time to highball it out of the station. For this first leg of the journey, we'll be traveling in reverse direction all the way to our halfway point of Glen Blair Junction. Now, without much more to say, I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of the ride. After about 15 minutes of rolling peacefully through the beautiful redwoods of Northern California, we reach Glen Blair Junction. This is essentially a really scenic bar in the middle of the forest. You can play giant Jenga or giant Connect 4, enjoy alcoholic beverages if you're old enough, or you can go and check out the nearby Noyo Tunnel 1. After this tunnel collapsed in 2013, it significantly shortened the Skunk Train's route. The train used to head all the way to Willits, which is 36 miles away from here, but until the team manages to fix up that tunnel collapse, this will be as far as the train will go. Now we've got about 45 minutes to kill here at Glen Blair Junction before we head back to Fort Bragg, so in the meantime, let's hop back in the cab and have Jordan explain what we're looking at here.
This one is the one that you were saying, is like you said, controls the whole train.
Yeah.
And then the black handle is the one that is just the engine.
Yeah.
And then this is our horn, and you pull it this direction to honk. Would you like to honk? There you go. And then this is our sander. To flick it on, you can switch up to sanding. And then it chooses the direction that you want the sand. So this is forwards, and that one's the back truck. This one's a headlight. And then these are the important stuff for going. So we've got cursor, so it chooses which direction we want to go. So this direction is forward, back into center is like neutral, and then this is reverse. And then this one's our throttle. So if you want, you can go up, and it's gonna go from idle to 1 and then 2, and you can go up to it too. This one, there you go. One more. Good job. That's pretty cool. And then all the notches over here are just different light switches or electrical switches to make the engine action.
Now what are the gauges?
Yeah, so the one all the way to the right is the one that is showing your amperage. So this one is your ammeter. And this direction shows how much voltage we're having to go forward. And then when we're in dynamic braking, it goes towards the brake side.
Right.
And then the middle one is your brake cylinder and your brake pipe.
Yeah.
And then on this one is your actual reservoir for air and the equalizer.
Yeah.
And then that's obviously your speedometer.
Yeah.
And once you go over 8 miles per hour, it goes up to 10s. And then on this side is just a whole bunch of switches. And then behind it is all just voltage, electrical, and then obviously the motors behind us.
Okay, so we've got about 5 minutes until our departure, so I'm now going to blow the horn to let everyone know. About 5 minutes later, everyone has boarded the train and dispatch has given us the green light to head back to Fort Bragg. I was also allowed to sit in the engineer's seat with Jordan during the ride back, which is really cool because it allows us to get a much better look at everything going on whilst we're on the move. Something else quite fun, especially about the way back, is that there are a lot of grade crossings, especially when you get into town, so the train blows the horn through each and every single one of them, and I was allowed to blow the horn through a whole bunch of them.
Yep.
Another one of the fun things about this train is that it's actually dog friendly. You can bring your own dogs, and we did here. They only caused a little bit of mischief in this case. As we come into town, it gives me a perfect opportunity to explain why the train is called the Skunk Train. And the reason is pretty simple. It's because all the old equipment that they used to use on this train was really smelly, and that's why it's called the Skunk Train, because it smells bad. Or at least it used to anyway. Overall, this experience was awesome. Everyone we met was super nice. It was such a cool experience overall. Just being in the cab was super surreal. It was great. Obviously, as I mentioned before, it's very expensive, but if you have the money and or the time, I would definitely recommend that you give this a try. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I did recording it, because this was definitely one of the biggest highlights of the trip so far for me. It was really great. Be sure to stay tuned for the next video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.